Afternoon, guys. Okay, not normal to do a video at 5:30, but something came out this afternoon, and a couple of bits and pieces, putting puzzle pieces together again that I thought I'd talk to you about. Now, the first part about this, I have no confirmation on whatsoever. Okay, it was just something that was said to me in an email today. I can't find anything out of it, but it kind of plays into my thought. Somebody had sent me an email saying that friends in Germany were hearing on the local news that the U.S. was going into an imminent lockdown. Now, like I said, if this was local news in Germany and it's heard from somebody else who heard from, okay, I'm not saying there's anything to it, but it falls into place is what I've been saying, and now what we're seeing more of, and I'll explain why. Okay. Y'all know I've been saying that we're going to have another lockdown, and it's probably going to come by the beginning of September. Okay. On Saturday, the eviction moratorium ends. Okay. And all week, the story's been coming out of the White House that, they're not extending it, they're not extending it, they're not extending it, blah, 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 and that's it. Okay. The Supreme Court had even said earlier that the CDC does not have the authority to do a lockdown, and that the only way it could be a moratorium on rent is if Congress passed some sort of law. Okay, said you can't do this by decree, especially a non-elected group of people. All right, but this afternoon, Thursday afternoon, our favorite potato, the commander in thief, has come out, and now he's going to urge Congress to pass something before this all expires on Saturday. Okay, and quote, this is what comes out of the White House. For nearly 11 months, the CDC's eviction moratorium has served as a critical backstop to prevent hard-pressed renters and their families who lost jobs or income due to the pandemic from being evicted for non-payment of rent. In light of the Supreme Court's ruling, the president calls on Congress to extend the eviction moratorium to protect such vulnerable renters and their families without delay. All right. Now, some of you may say I don't have a heart. Trust me, I do. Okay. I'm sorry, but for 95% of the people that are sucking off the government teat here, go live in a cardboard box. Okay? That's my answer. Yes, there are some people who really got screwed. There are a lot of people that didn't. Okay. Now, I also totally get that there are different costs of living in different areas of the country. Okay. So somebody who lives in downtown Chicago or San Francisco or New York or something, it costs a hell of a lot more to live there than it does in Tennessee or in Nebraska or in Wyoming or something like that. I totally get that. All right. But here's what I find. This is what pisses me off more than anything else. All right. Since this has all started, an individual, not a couple, not nothing, just one person. Okay. So obviously if it's a couple, double it. An individual has gotten two $1,200 stimulus checks, has gotten a $300 stimulus check, has gotten excess federal unemployment of $300 for the last 4 months or somewhere thereabouts, and got excess federal unemployment of $600 for the previous year or thereabouts, on top of getting their state unemployment. Tennessee is one of the cheapest or lowest paying states for unemployment in the country. Okay, I think we max at $275 a week. Okay, so I mean, if you do that, that's $1,100 a month. So if you've been unemployed since COVID started, which the lockdown started, which would say, March of last year, you've had 16 months of being out of work, okay? At $1,100 a month, all right, that's $17,600 in unemployment. You know, you got those two stimulus checks, or 3 stimulus checks. You got all the federal unemployment. So, you know, in total, in the last year, a person who's unemployed has collected about $29,000 in federal benefits. Now, sure, I understand people have car payments, electric, food, whatever it would be. But, you know, again, I have no sympathy for the guy who's driving around in the brand new Mercedes with the low pro tires, you know, thumping music all over the place, you know, and living in a shithole. I'm sorry, just live in your car. Okay, that's it. It comes to a point of personal responsibility. You've collected nearly $29,000 in the course of a year and want more. Have you paid anything to your landlord? Okay. Hey, landlord, you know what? I don't have, let's say, what is this, the end of July? I don't have August's rent, but you know what? I've been trying to keep up as much as I can. So, you know, here's May's and June's. My guess is, at least if you have an individual as a landlord, they're probably going to be working with you because something is better than nothing. Now, if you have a corporate landlord in one of these huge apartment complexes and you're sending a check to, you know, some management company or whatever it is, maybe not. Okay. But considering the majority of rental properties in the U.S. are privately owned, yeah, have you paid anything to them is what I'd ask these people. And when they say, well, no, I had to go out and buy my new Nikes, and I had to put new tires on the low pros, and, you know, the kids needed a new Xbox. Pound sand, okay? $29,000 isn't a ton of money, okay? Not going to disagree with. It's a lot more than most people collect on Social Security, and somehow the people on Social Security manage to pay their bills every month. You know, so why couldn't you? Oh, but my standard of living is higher. Oh, you know, but I've got, what, student loans? Oh, I'm sorry, those were on deferment. Oh, you've got car payments? You could have got those deferred. Oh, you had electric problems paying your electric bill? Well, there's been a moratorium on shutting off your electricity or your heat for over a year now. Okay, so don't tell me this. Yeah, I'll give you some excuse for the cost of food going up. But you know what? I hate to tell you this. You know, I can still buy chicken cheap. I can still buy rice cheap. All right? Maybe not as cheap, but, you know, when I can get 10 pounds of chicken for $6, Mrs. P and I, it take a while for us to eat 10 pounds of chicken. That's, you know, bone-in chicken, okay? So you figure you're throwing away a third of it in bones, okay? That's still probably 4 meals for us. Not bad, okay? For $6, $1.50 a meal, right? So don't tell me this. But so Potato has now decided we're going to try to extend this longer. When does it end? It's been what? I mean, like I used the math. I said, if your rent is $1,000 a month, you know, you're already $18,000 in arrears. Okay. Made $29,000. Okay. You know, still have $11,000. It's $1,000 a month, or $800 if we're talking 18 months. This has got to stop. Okay. This is what is going to put us over the edge economically in this country. You think inflation's bad now? Let's pass this $3.5 trillion idiotic infrastructure bill that doesn't put a penny into infrastructure. Okay, it's all pet projects. All right, you know, gee, we're the party in power now, so let's see if we can ram through all our pet projects. Okay, waste of money. We can't keep printing money. We can't keep giving this stuff for free. Americans used to have the greatest work ethic in the world. That's why we're a successful country. I mean, I still look at it, you know, Europeans go, well, you know, call me back in September. That's when I'll be back from vacation. Americans leave what, more than half their vacation on the table each year because we don't take it. The Asians learned from it. Look at the Japanese or whatever. The Japanese got a stronger work ethic than the Americans ever had. Okay, that's why Japan has come out in the last 70 years and suddenly become a major economic power, and did so quickly. 30 years after World War II, and they were a major economic power. Why? Because the people went to work. If we want to become a bunch of lazy nobodies again, hell, we might as well turn the country into Afghanistan. We can I'll just go, tend to poppy fields and stuff like that, and just pull scams off. I mean, that's where we're going with these policies, guys. We can't spend money we don't have. And I know I'm beating a dead horse, but we can't be giving out freebies, and we can't be, far be it from anybody to say if somebody gives you something not to take it. Okay, I understand that. But, I highly doubt, including me, nobody sat there and took the stimulus checks they got last year and sent them back to the government. All right. Used them to pay other bills or do whatever. Us, it was more money toward the mortgage. But, common sense. It's stupid if you gave the money back. Everybody else has got it. You might as well take it too. Okay. But my point is this. Why are we giving all this excess free money to people who've had enough? Okay. And there's plenty of jobs out there to go get. Why are they getting all this extra money? Why are the landlords getting screwed? Okay. The people that is their income. And then you have all the people who have paid their bills. It eventually comes down to you're responsible for your own actions. If you decided to piss away $29,000 over the course of the last year, I'm sorry, go live in a cardboard box. If you were responsible, you probably had enough money out of $29,000 to pay your rent, okay? Because you divide that out over 18 months, and you're talking about what, $1,500, $1,600 a month per person, okay? You could have made a huge dent in your rent. You've been given enough. It's time to get off the government dole and get your ass to work, all right? And I'm sorry, but anybody that votes for this thing in Congress needs to have their ass kicked out of Congress, okay? We got to save this country, guys, economically. Everything is going up, less food in the stores, the cost goes up, supply and demand, everything. We're hearing all the problems, transitory inflation, and, we're not going to have more and everything. But my bet is, and this is where I'm going with this whole thing, my bet is that what they're trying to push through Congress, Congress getting something done in 2 days, that is going to be amazing. They're going to push this through. They're going to extend it out to September. They're going to extend it out to October. And then what are they going to do? They're going to put us in a national lockdown. And now everybody's in a house, and now we can control everybody because now everybody is somewhere. That's what's going on, guys. This is going to be the puzzle pieces are all fitting so nicely together. If you just take a second and think about it, why would they want everybody to have another? They haven't got far enough yet to come up and say, oh, gee, everything's terrible. We need to lock them all down yet. Oh, crap, this expiration's coming up. Let's postpone the expiration like we've already done. Okay. Oh, crap, we tried Delta, but Delta hasn't gone far enough yet. We need to get okay, now we're talking about Lambda and Gamma. Let's talk about monkeypox. Let's talk about some fungus, whatever. That's where we're going, guys. This is all going toward a national lockdown. Get ready for it. It's what's coming. Have a good evening. Pinball out.